Stephen.
This is.
Hi, Stephen. This is Crystal.
Hey, good to hear from you. How you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Pretty well.
Thanks so much for talking to me for a little bit.
Yeah. Well, thanks for thinking about me.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of just wanted to have like a brief chat and ask you a little bit about, your 3D, your experiences working in 3D and stuff. Um, I I don't know if you remember from my email. I said I am a junior right now, or I'm going to be a senior next year at CU Denver, and I'm studying 3D graphics, and I just kind of want to get a feel for what it's like post graduation and what it's like working in 3D.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, I just have a couple of questions, if you don't mind.
Sure.
What what did you study in school? Did you uh, study 3D specifically, or is that something you started later?
I did. Well, I sort of studied 3D. I went to Brigham Young University in Provo, Utah. I studied animation in the animation program there,
Uh huh.
and I got to I really got to kind of explore and experience a whole bunch of different things. Everything from storyboarding and concept up through animation, and
Okay.
3D modeling was kind of the thing that I kept bouncing back to.
Mhm.
I don't know, it's just the thing that I feel like I excelled the most at, and that I enjoyed the most, and that I didn't get sick of after after a couple of projects.
Right.
so,
Right.
so
Yeah, I also really like 3D modeling. Uh, like when I was watching your live stream the other day on ZBrush, that's like what I like to do too. So,
yeah, it's a lot of fun.
hmm so are you uh, just primarily like a sculptor? Is that what you would call yourself, or do you do hard surface modeling, or?
I do kind of a lot of everything. My my primary emphasis, I would consider myself a character modeler.
Okay.
But that's one of those things that's extremely competitive, and so I try
Right.
to be yeah. So I try to be as versatile as I can be, and
Okay.
I do have like my hard surface bits that I do. Like I've got that fish bot, and I've got a hog bot that I did.
Right, right. I remember seeing those on your
Yeah,
page.
and those are a lot of fun, and I get to show kind of my creative side and some design aesthetics and stuff that I like, but I also get to show kind of that other skill set, the hard surface mechanical sort of skill set that I don't get to show with regular characters.
Okay.
So I try to keep things as versatile as I can, while still trying to showcase what I'm passionate about.
Okay. So
Yeah.
when you say you keep things versatile, is that like when you were starting out, did you focus more on one thing and then kind of gradually learn other things as you went along, or did you?
Yeah, in a
I
sense.
guess I'm just having trouble like knowing what I need to focus on. Like if it's better to just focus on like sculpting, or also do some hard surface modeling projects on the side, or if
Hmm.
that's, what would you say about that?
Well, let me ask you this: what kind of jobs are you interested in?
um, yeah, of course, I'm interested in like the most competitive jobs. So like character modeling, I love like sculpting and ZBrush. That's my favorite. Um, but I guess like modeling in general is what I really like. Um, but I definitely am not as uh, adept in hard surface as I am I am in sculpting.
Right. Right. Yeah, I totally get that. And it's one of those things that you do kind of pick up tricks, and you learn how how the different areas kind of cross over
Uh-huh.
as you're working and whatnot. But it's
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, it's kind of an interesting thing. Like I feel like originally my my whole focus was kind of just studying how topology works for organic
Mm-hmm.
objects. And
Mm-hmm.
I feel like as I studied how topology worked for organic objects, it really just kind of made sense how topology works for hard surface objects. Um,
Yeah.
so I feel like the better you are with controlled topology on something that's organic, the easier you can handle something that's hard surface, irrespective of how complex it may be. It's just
Mm-hmm.
a matter of repeating steps or combining shapes or combining flows and changing flows. You know, it's all just a whole bunch of adding a whole bunch of the similar or the a whole bunch of the simple things to kind of make something complex.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. I feel like, I mean, I did learn, I did a whole bunch of hard surface in my program. So I think I'm at a good point in like knowing how to work with topology. I just think I'm pretty slow with hard surface modeling in general.
Right. And I don't know. I mean, maybe I could go through and show you some things that that could kind of help you figure out kind of a quicker way to think about it.
Hmm.
Yeah, because a lot of it is just with hard surface things, it's all just kind of blocking in panels and blocking in base
Yeah.
shapes as you would with an organic piece. But then thinking about different edge transitions as being, I guess, just that, being edge transitions and not really being much more than. Because I mean, all you're thinking about with hard surface is how are you going to hold the shape, because it doesn't
Yeah.
have to deform, which is
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. That's true.
But
So
yeah,
would you say like with your character modeling, do you have to have a good grasp of rigging as well?
I think that understanding the rigging pipeline is important. But for instance, I'm not a rigger. I don't I don't know very much about how to use those tools.
Hmm.
Um, so far as being able to create a rig, um, it's something I want to learn. It's something that I feel like would be good for my professional development, and I plan on getting into it at some point. But yeah, I mean, it's just something that I think that it's not absolutely essential to your success as a character modeler or as a modeler in general.
Hmm.
It's
Okay.
helpful. It's helpful, like knowing
Yeah.
texturing and UVs. UVs are
Yeah.
absolutely that's important. Being able to do
Yeah.
UVs and clean UVs, that's important. And
Okay.
texturing is helpful. But more than being able to do those things, it's important to understand those pipelines and how your bit in the pipeline fits in with their bit in the pipeline, and to be able to facilitate topology that works for them, things that's going topology that's going to deform well or be clean for UVs and textures, things like that.
Right. So do you usually texture all of your work then, or your like modeled work?
I'm trying to do more of that lately, mostly because I feel like just like point blank honesty. I feel like my more finished pieces get a lot more attention on Instagram and on ArtStation and
Yeah.
places like that than my than my crap sketch models or whatever.
Right.
Um,
Is that, do you think that's important in a demo reel too? Like, I I mean, I've heard some people say how, like, if you're looking for modeling jobs, you should just keep everything like blank, just so you can showcase the model. And then I've heard other people say it's better to like put some textures on it for the demo reel because it makes it look more finished. So, what's your take on that?
Well, I know that. So I took a class when I was at BYU from a guy named Jake Parker. You probably know who Jake Parker is.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, he he has this thing that he says a lot, and I can't remember who he's quoting when he says it. So I'm quoting a quoter. Um, he likes to say finished, not perfect.
Okay.
And so you know, a model can look finished even if you're just taking it through ZBrush and giving it some poly paint. Um, and that's kind of like the minimum of what I try to do for my demo reel. A lot of the projects that I have in there were done using just poly paint,
Okay.
including my fish bot and all the like the little old lady with the chicken and
Yeah, yeah.
the guy with the fish. Everything really has poly paint except for what I've started rendering recently with I guess even the stuff that I've taken over into Maya and rendered with Arnold. It was done with poly paint, and that I've just kind of converted into textures and
Okay, yeah.
exported over into Maya. So I guess it kind of just um it kind of just depends on what you want to showcase. If you want to be able to showcase um if you want to be able to showcase that you can take things to finish, or that you understand the pipeline to getting something to finish, I think that that's helpful. And I don't think it's absolutely paramount for you to go through and finish every project to the same level.
Right.
Um, like, you don't need to go through and do a full surfacing pass with all the character dynamics and the
Yeah.
the cloth and the hair and
Yeah.
the realistic eyes. I don't know, whatever is finished for you. You don't have to do that for every piece, but
Hmm.
it could be good, if you did it on a piece or two, to show that you understand art direction, that you understand texturing and
Okay.
etc.
Okay. That's helpful. um.
Oh, good.
So you're still working from home right now, then, right?
Yeah,
You're in California,
yeah,
right? Okay. So it's still on lockdown and everything.
yeah. What a pain.
Yeah. Do you think that that's like um when you are starting out in like building your career, like for me, I'm in Colorado, so I'm kind of not really close to any of the big studios. Do you think it's important to actually move out and be physically closer to those places?
I
Um,
I think it's
when
definitely
you're not
helpful. I think it's definitely helpful. And it's kind of like the guys that wait outside of Home Depot to pick up jobs, to even just jobs for the day, clients, they're sitting outside of Home Depot in the heat all day,
Mhm.
waiting for the jobs to come because people go to them and pick them up for work.
Mhm.
Um, I think it's a very similar sort of principle for us as artists, especially in the entertainment industry. Um, Now, it's not to say that it's absolutely crucial to be in the place where you want to work,
Mhm.
but it's definitely helpful because they'll go through and they'll try to look for local candidates so that they don't have to relocate anybody, or so that they can get people working more quickly, or things
Right.
like that. One of the interesting things though lately, because of the pandemic, is that I think a lot of people are okay with hiring people that aren't immediately available, like not like local and whatnot, because they can start them off working remotely because they have to anyway.
Okay.
um,
Okay. Yeah.
and so to that respect, I mean, it's not necessarily a huge disadvantage per se to not be right there at that moment.
Mhm.
But but yeah, I mean, I do find it to be extremely valuable to be as close to the industry, because there are a bunch of
Yeah.
events, there are people to network with, there are all sorts of ways that you can grow yourself as an
Uh-huh.
individual and as a member of the community, by being present.
Uh-huh. Okay. Is social media and all of that, is that a big part of networking as well?
Absolutely, yeah. I've made, and to this day, I mean, I still go through and do a ton of my networking through Instagram and Facebook,
Mhm.
occasionally through LinkedIn, but most of the people that have gotten me jobs in the past, it's been because of Instagram. It's been because of
Really?
ArtStation. Yeah, so like
Okay.
DreamWorks, I got to DreamWorks because of something I'd posted on ArtStation, and the guy who got me the job there reached out to me through Facebook. It's
Oh
like
wow.
it's like
Yeah.
great.
Huh, okay. So it's so you would say it's pretty important just to keep up with social media and keep posting your work.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Trying to be present.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah. I just have one more thing.
Oh, sure, no
Um.
problem.
Um. So when you started out, did you go straight into working um at like a studio, or
No.
was it more like freelance work at the beginning?
Yeah, it was. So because this is such a competitive industry, I mean, it's a very small industry,
Yeah.
which is part of what makes it competitive.
Yeah.
Um, and so because it's so competitive. Well, I mean, at the beginning when I got out of school, I was not very good. Maybe I'll send you a picture of some of the things that I did as I was coming out of school.
Okay.
um, I was not nearly as good as I feel I've gotten to be, and
Yeah.
that's to be expected. But one of the things that was really hard was that I couldn't see how not good I was. And part of it is that a lot of the people that I associated with, they were very they were always very praising of everything I did. Is like, oh, that's so good. Oh, I wish I could model
Yeah.
like Steven, or oh, I wish I could draw like Steven. It's like, I wish that I had even just that one or two, those one or two people that that felt confident
Influence.
enough in our relationship or in their authority as an artist to say, that's not very good.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of a hard thing to deal with in retrospect, because I feel like because there were so few people there are so few people that are willing to tell you that your work is terrible, um, that like it's hard to know how to improve.
Mhm.
And I think that's one of the big things about teachers who can grade their students honestly. I feel like you see more growth in the students that get an honest grade,
Mhm.
and take that grade not as like a put down, but
Yeah.
as a measurement for really like how far you have to go to be able to really reach the level you want to be at.
Yeah.
I had one teacher, Sam Nelson. took his painting class, and every every time we had class, I kept coming back with the same drawing to try to improve it, try to make it better because of the idea. I was so married to the idea, and he just every he saw it one time. The last time he saw it, he said, "Why do you keep bringing me this drawing? Is this the best drawing you've ever done?"
Yeah.
and it really that kind of that was a bit of a change point for me
Uh-huh.
where I understood that I need to learn how to observe my own work. I need to learn how to critique my own work in a way where I can actually see what's going on and see why something is working or why it's not working.
Mhm.
And I mean, there I still have a ways to go in figuring those sorts of things out, but I feel like because of that moment, because somebody was willing to tell me, yeah, your stuff isn't that great. It really helped me to get
Mhm.
going. Yeah, it was nice.
Did you have like some, or were you eventually able to find more people who were willing to give you that kind of feedback, like after school, or was that a lot?
They're not common at all.
Yeah.
I do have a bunch of friends that I can reach out to. One is a buddy at DreamWorks. I've got friends over in Spain. I've got people that I trust that I feel like I can reach out to and get honest feedback.
Mhm.
Um, People out of Blue Sky, I don't know, just like all over the place. Yeah, and I think it's good to be able to reach out to certain people. So and you'll find those people as you network, as you reach out.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, because I think that one of the neat things about this industry is that artists want to help other artists to succeed. It's not it's competitive, but it's not so competitive to the point that it's cutthroat and
Right.
you're going to die before I tell you how you can improve.
Yeah.
It's on the other hand, it's really hard to to sit in the pool of praise,
Yeah.
I would say to be careful and be mindful of that sort of thing. If you're getting too much praise for something, really start to ask yourself, okay, uh, is this piece really hitting that mark, or is it something that um, maybe still has a ways to go in one aspect or another? And I think that the initiative that you're showing, I don't know if this is an assignment for class that you have to reach out to industry
Oh,
professionals or whatnot,
no, no.
but the the initiative that you have in reaching out to people to be able to ask these sorts of questions shows that you're already interested in learning. You have that hunger for growth and figuring out how to make a better future for yourself. And I think that that shows that yeah, you've got grit. You've got what it takes to really push yourself. So
Oh, cool. I wasn't thinking of it like that, but yeah, I do think that it is. I definitely agree. Like, I feel like it is hard to find someone who is gonna actually tell me the truth. I don't. I, I think my program is really awesome at U Denver, but it is difficult to find someone who's gonna like be very brutally honest. So, but yeah, like you said, I guess that's just gonna come with networking more and finding more people to talk
absolutely.
about that kind of thing. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's pretty much all of the questions I have.
Well, cool.
um, yeah, thank you so much again. I know I've already said that times, but I really appreciate you giving me some time to talk. I actually had my notebook out and I wrote down some things, but that was very helpful.
Well, good. Well, I went ahead and I recorded it just in case you wanted a recording of it.
Oh, awesome. Oh, that's
So
awesome.
I'll send that to you. But
Okay, that'd be perfect, actually.
but yeah. Yeah, let me know if you need anything else. If you'd like, I'll send you a couple of pictures of things that I did fresh out of school so that you can see kind of.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. If I can find
Um,
it. If it
also,
hasn't burned in the
your
depths of hard drive despair.
yeah. Also, do you have another live stream thing coming up?
Yes, I do actually. Let me see. What's today? Thursday.
Today? Yes, today's Thursday.
So
Midnight.
tomorrow morning I'll be streaming.
Okay.
It'll be kind of a so it'll be on my personal channel. It won't be on Pixelogic. Pixelogic will be next week.
Okay.
Um, Tomorrow will be kind of an art jam. So there'll be like I'll be connecting with the people over on Discord on Discord, but people from Patreon.
Oh,
Um, Kind of going live and just doing just kind of an art jam, so we can all just art and chill.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I
um,
find those are like really like watching live streams are really like helpful and really awesome because it feels like you're more I don't know like connected to other people who are also
yeah,
in this.
yeah, I really really like that about being able to live stream because it feels like well, I mean, it feels like you're in a room full of friends, people that are just
Yeah.
equally interested in what you're doing as you are, and
Yeah, I mean, otherwise, I feel like just sitting there at the computer is very like a solo venture almost.
yeah, well, and
So,
it's easy when you're sitting by yourself, working by yourself, to just kind of, I don't know, lose motivation to,
mhm.
yeah, I don't even know, like it's yeah, it's easy to get bored if you're by
Yeah,
yourself, but if you're chatting with somebody, it's easy to kind of just stay motivated and to keep
yeah,
going. And
yeah, pretty
yeah,
cool.
yeah, so I really enjoy that.
Awesome. Well, I probably talk to you again sometime, and I'll watch your stream.
Cool. Thanks for calling, Crystal. I hope you have a good day.
Thank you so much. Yeah, hope you have a good day too.
Thanks.
Bye, Steven. Thank you.
Yep. Bye.